Continuing from the previous section, where we examined the specific elements required in an original application for a real estate license, it is equally important to understand how the Arizona Real Estate Commissioner evaluates applicants who disclose a prior criminal history or a revoked professional license. These cases require careful consideration under ARS Section 32,212-4, subsection A, paragraph 2, and ARS Section 32,253, which grant the Commissioner both the authority and the responsibility to assess the applicant's moral character, honesty, and fitness to hold a real estate license while also protecting the public from potential harm. The Commissioner's role in these cases is not simply to punish past mistakes, but to determine whether the applicant has demonstrated genuine rehabilitation and the ability to practice real estate ethically and lawfully. Arizona law acknowledges that individuals can reform their conduct and rebuild their credibility, but it also places the burden of proof on the applicant to show they are once again trustworthy. The Commissioner, therefore, acts as a gatekeeper, balancing fairness and second chances with the duty to protect the integrity of the real estate industry. Under ARS Section 32-2124AA2, every applicant must demonstrate honesty, truthfulness, character, and competency. When an applicant discloses a criminal conviction or a prior license revocation, the department conducts a thorough investigation into the circumstances. This includes reviewing court records, sentencing documents, probation reports, and any other evidence relevant to the case. The applicant must submit a disclosure document checklist with full details of the offense, including dates, jurisdictions, and explanations of the conduct. Providing incomplete or misleading information is grounds for denial under ARS Section 32-2153A1, which prohibits misrepresentation or fraud in an application. The Commissioner's authority to deny or approve a license based on criminal history is outlined in ARS Section 322153B. This statute gives the Commissioner discretion to deny a license if the applicant has been convicted of a felony or a misdemeanor involving moral turpitude, fraud, theft, forgery, dishonesty, or violence. Crimes that involve dishonesty or the misuse of financial authority are taken especially seriously because they directly relate to the fiduciary duties and trust placed in real estate professionals. For example, a conviction for embezzlement, mortgage fraud, or theft of client funds would likely result in denial, as these offenses indicate a direct breach of integrity. However, Arizona law also recognizes the principles of fairness and rehabilitation. The Commissioner must consider several factors before making a final determination, as guided by ARS Section 41-109-3.04, which governs the use of criminal history in professional licensing. These factors include the nature and seriousness of the offense, how long ago it occurred, the individual's age at the time, the applicant's conduct since the conviction, completion of probation or parole, and any evidence of rehabilitation, such as community service, restitution, or professional references. The Commissioner must determine whether the applicant currently poses a risk to public safety or the integrity of the real estate profession. If the applicant's conviction has been set aside, dismissed, or expunged, the Commissioner may give this significant weight in determining rehabilitation. For example, an applicant who had a misdemeanor DUI 10 years ago but has since completed rehabilitation, maintained a clean record, and demonstrated professional stability may be found suitable for licensure. In contrast, an applicant with recent or repeated offenses, especially those involving dishonesty or fraud, may be denied until more time has passed and stronger evidence of rehabilitation is presented. Similarly, if the applicant has had a prior professional license revoked, whether in real estate or another regulated profession, The commissioner will evaluate the underlying cause of the revocation. Under ARS Section 32-2153B2, the department may deny an application if the applicant's previous license was revoked for misconduct, such as fraud, misrepresentation, or failure to comply with regulatory standards. The applicant must provide documentation from the agency that revoked the prior license and show evidence that corrective action or restitution has been made. In some cases, the commissioner may allow the applicant to reapply after demonstrating rehabilitation and a period of compliance with the law. It is important to understand that while the commissioner has broad authority to deny or approve applications, there are also limitations designed to ensure fairness. The commissioner cannot deny a license solely because an applicant has a criminal record unless the crime is substantially related to the duties and responsibilities of a real estate professional. This limitation is rooted in ARS Section 41-109 3.04b, which prohibits discrimination in licensing against rehabilitated individuals. The law seeks to balance public protection with the opportunity for re-entry into professional life, provided the applicant can demonstrate honesty, responsibility, and respect for the law. For instance, consider a hypothetical applicant named Angela, who discloses a prior conviction for shoplifting from 15 years ago. Since that time, she has maintained steady employment, volunteered in her community, and completed her sentence without further incident. She includes all relevant court documents and a personal statement explaining her growth and lessons learned. The commissioner, after reviewing the case, determines that the offense is not directly related to real estate practice and that Angela's record shows substantial rehabilitation. Her application is approved. In contrast, another applicant, David, discloses a 2-year-old felony conviction for wire fraud involving real estate transactions. Because the offense directly relates to professional trust and was committed recently, the commissioner denies his license until he provides a stronger evidence of rehabilitation and more time has passed since the conviction. This process demonstrates how the ADRE applies both compassion and caution, ensuring that individuals with prior mistakes are not permanently excluded from the profession while maintaining the highest standards of integrity for those who represent the public in real estate transactions. Review summary. In this section, you learn that the real estate commissioner has the authority under ARS Section 322124 and Section 322153 to review applications from individuals with a criminal history or prior license revocation. The commissioner must evaluate honesty, moral character, and rehabilitation while protecting the public from future harm. The commissioner may deny a license for convictions involving dishonesty, fraud, theft, or violence, but must also consider factors such as the time since the offense, evidence of rehabilitation, and relevance of the crime to real estate duties. The commissioner cannot deny a license solely for having a criminal record unless the offense is directly related to the professional responsibilities of a real estate licensee. Discussion. Why does the commissioner review criminal history disclosures on license applications? Answer. To ensure that only individuals with integrity, honesty, and good moral character are allowed to practice real estate, protecting the public interest. What statute allows the commissioner to deny a license based on convictions involving dishonesty or fraud? Answer. ARS Section 322153B. Can the commissioner deny a license solely because the applicant has any criminal record? Answer. No. Under ARS Section 41-1093.04, denial must be based on crimes directly related to the duties and responsibilities of a real estate licensee. What must an applicant with a revoked license from another profession provide to the ADRE? Answer. Documentation of the revocation, proof of rehabilitation, and evidence that corrective action has been taken. Why is honesty and disclosure critical when completing an application with a criminal history? Answer: because failure to disclose truthfully may result in denial under ARS Section 32-2153A1 for misrepresentation or fraud in the application process. Closing remarks. The Commissioner's authority to evaluate applications involving criminal history or prior license revocation reflects the balance between accountability and fairness in Arizona's real estate system. The process ensures that the public is protected from individuals who pose a risk, while also allowing rehabilitated applicants to demonstrate their readiness to serve with integrity. Through this measured approach, the ADRE maintains both the ethical strength of the profession and the principle that people can learn from their mistakes and rebuild trust through honesty, transparency, and responsible conduct.